Hey, hello world. So welcome back to my Code5 channel. So in my last video, I have created a virtual environment and I have set up a Django project in my local computer. So you have all the setup in your local computer. That's good. If you don't have, go back to my previous video and then come back. Otherwise, you'll not able to understand if you are a beginner. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So in my last video, I have created a project, Django project, which is named as given code file. So inside this code file, they have the by default, it will be create whenever you create the Django project. So all are the Python file. So I will discuss all those things in this video. So I have created a project, but the thing is that we need to create a application also. So with the help of command prompt, I can able to create application in my Django project, right? So project have been created, that code file, but I need to create a application also. For creating the application, command is python manage.py start app and your application name. You can give any name, but I want to give my app. Yeah. So app has been created. Now you can able to see, right? Earlier it was there only the project, but now my application is also here right now. So inside this one, by default, it will be also created some file. You can able to see that models.py file is there, view.py files, admins and apps.py file is there, right? Yeah. So now I want to create one of the API that will going to get the data from your code. So in this video, I'm going to create a get API. With the help of that API, I can able to get the data from our Django application. So in this video, I'm not going to create any database, but in this video, I will give you some overview how it's the endpoint is working, right? So let me go to my Visual Code first. Yeah. So in this Visual Code, you can able to see this is the project name and this is the application. So first we need to set up all those things which is required now. So in the setting.py file, you have to configure what is required. So inside this installs apps, right? So you have to give your application name, which one you have created now, my app. Yeah. So I want to give my application also here, my app, right? So now my app I have given in the install apps. Now another thing, so here what happens, we are using a default database, which is the SQLite database. But in my next video, I will show you that how we can able to connect with Postgres SQL also. And we can able to understand how SQLite will work. And then I will go through it, Postgres SQL also. So in this setting.py file, this debug true, it will give you the exact error what is going on inside your Django project. Suppose you got error, it will give you the details of the error. And inside this allow host, you can able to give as of now star. So it will take all those hosts, whatever if required, right? It will not able to, this is, we can able to give our own host name also, but as of now, I don't want to give any host name. I'm just allowing every host. So now in the setting.py file, I have done this one. So inside this urls.py file, we have to define our own endpoint actually, right? So I want to keep the same endpoint, but first of all, I need to inside this application. First of all, I need to create some code. So let me do that first. So let me delete this one. So first in the views.py file, what will actually over structure of this? So whenever you are going to call the endpoint of the API, right, which is there inside this one in the urls.py file, right? Suppose if you are calling any endpoint from here, what happens? It will be called. It will go to the views.py file actually. So this file will going to call first. Inside this one, what happened? Your code logic will be there, and whatever the things you are connected with the database, it will go to the models.py file, and it will get the data from the database, and now you're going to store the data inside in your endpoint whenever you're calling the API actually, right? So whenever we are going to call the endpoint, the views.py file will call. Inside this one, we have to import some file, JSON. I will tell you why I have used the JSON. I have imported the JSON file actually, JSON module actually. Import logging. Yeah. So I need some Django.http import HTTP response. This will going to help you to keep the response from this while you're calling the API. This will going to give you a response actually. So from REST framework, import status. It will give you the exact status of your, suppose like uh, if you successfully created some data inside your database, it will give you some 200 status code. If you are not able to do anything, right, it will give you some bad request, something like vote not, right? From REST framework dot views import API view. Yeah. So that is actually the all those dependency, all those module we actually import. First of all, we need to import, and now, so I have given a logging. So this is because for logger actually. Whenever you want to give some log file in your code, right, you have to define this one actually. So I want to give some logger equals to logging dot get logger. It will be capital. Logger set level logging dot info. Yeah, so this for actually logging part. And now I want to create a class over here. So I want to give some class name as something like get something like get details. Yeah, we need to use API view actually. So here what I want to do, which type of API actually we want to call. So this is the get API I want to call. Yeah. So as of now, I'm going to give some pass. So this actually this API will be going to call the get API. So first I need to go inside this urls.py file. I want to import some file actually. First of all, import some module. Next framework dot schemas import get schema view, right? Yeah, from REST framework schemas import get schema view. I want to use this file actually. Suppose I want to give some endpoint API. After this one, I want to give some get details. And so I want to, first of all, I want to import that class from my app. Import from my app dot views, right? So views file. Inside this application, actually I'm calling the views.py file. Inside this views, I need to import what type of class we have created. So I have created a get details, right? So I want to use get details over here dot as view. So in this way, we can able to define our endpoint of the API. So what I will do, I will call this API actually. In the initial, I will going to add the host URL. And after this one, I will going to use this endpoint. And the method I will going to call the get. And after this one, what happened? I will get the data from this view.py file. Right. So for this one, I need to do some self request. Yeah, so that's it. This one. And some dummy data I want to give from here actually. So some data I want to pass like JSON, like hello world. Now, so what will happen actually? So whenever we are calling the get API, so this function is going to call first from this class, right? And this data I need to give our output in the get API. So for this one, we need to return something like return, and we need to use HTTP response. Now we have to give jfn dot dumps. So this will going to this will going to give you a jfn format in your I have an output in your API. So I want to use a data. I want to give output our data. And the second thing will be there, content type. Content type application JSON. Now, suppose this data have been successfully called, so we need to give some status, right? It will successfully called, so we need to give some 200 status code that will be value of successful. So we need to define a status over here. So status dot HTTP (200). Okay, right? So what happened? So whenever you're going to call the endpoint, that's the API, so it will give you this data, and this data will be in the JSON format, and the content type is application and JSON, and the status will be for you that 200 when it is successfully call this data, right? So first I will save this file, and let me go to the url.py file. So actually what I am doing over here, whenever this API will going to call, so this function will going to call from this class will going to call from this app my app.views file, right? And what type of, according to the method, what type of method actually we are calling, that function is going to call from here. Suppose we are going to call a get method, so it will get, and we suppose we're going to give a delete method. So delete function is not here, so it will give some error actually. So now I'm going to use only get API for this video. So let me save this file. So now I need to run the server. So it will give you the error first. Let me check. So it's running now. Yeah. So here you can able to see that you have 17 unapplied migration, right? So I have done some changes in my setting.py file in the urls.py file, right? So first I will do some migration, right? So it will not give so after some time, after suppose if I will run the server, this message will not going to appear. So for this one, we need to do python manage.py file make migration. Now it's running. So no changes detected actually. Okay, let me do a migrate now. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm going to run the server again. So now you can able to see that this message is not appear right now, right? So that is the reason I have given a make migration and migrate I have done. So the make is just telling to Django that, hey Django, I have done some changes. Can you keep in mind that next time you're not going to tell me some error, right? So that's the reason I have done this one. So I need to use this host URL in my Postman. So whatever the endpoint actually I have defined, if I want to use this endpoint. So this is the get method actually I have called, right? So because I have defined a get function inside this views.py file. See, now we actually got the data, whatever the data actually we are passing from the views.py file, right? So this data actually we are getting. And you can able to see that status will going to show you that the status is actually showing 200 status code, right? So you can able to see over here 200 status code. So that is the reason I have mentioned over there 200. If you mention 400, it will going to give you a 400. It depends on what type of data actually we are going to pass. Right? If it is the error, a bad request, you have to give 400, right? Unauthorized for 401, you have to give. So in this way, we can able to do. Yeah, so that's it from this video. So in my next video, I'm going to talk about how to connect the database from your Django application, right? So actually, you will get the data from your database. Right? Yeah, so I will see you on my next video, and don't forget to subscribe my channel and like my video. And if you have any question regarding this video, you can comment below and I will try to give all these questions answer. Okay, so thank you so much.